How's it going, everybody? It is April 25th. This is Merch by Amazon or Merch on Demand sales update. First thing that I want to say right off the bat is do not panic, as you saw in the title. Uh, it it's bad. I've been talking to a number of you who are kind of feeling very discouraged. Some people are feeling devastated because I talked to somebody who had about 10 or 11 days of zero sales in a row. So, of course, that's going to be concerning for anybody. I've talked to somebody, I think they've had six. There was another person that left a comment a couple days ago on one of my videos where they said they had seven 0 day sales in a row. And as you can see, my sales here have just bombed, and it's looking pretty bad. My take on this is let's not panic yet. I mean, it's bad. We have to admit that it's looking pretty bad. But usually, this kind of stuff happens when Amazon is doing something behind the scenes, or it could be just that time of the year where people are transitioning, um, you know, from either not shopping really for things or just kind of taking a little break. But it usually picks up just before summer. So anybody who's done this for a number of years is used to this kind of stuff. No, I mean, we're not really used to like terrible days like this, but we're used to ups and downs, and sometimes it gets bad. It gets bad before it gets better. So basically, I'm gonna go over some of these numbers, show you guys what's going on, at least with my account, and just to kind of I don't want to normalize bad sales or anything. I just want to tell you that it's not just you. It's not only happening to you. It's happening to a lot of people, and that's why my belief is that this is just a phase. That this is something that's going on. If we go into a couple of weeks of this kind of performance, and things don't actually look like they're going to improve, then we can start to talk about kind of like contingency and emergency plans and what to do. But so far, I'm not worried. I think this just happens, and this just kind of tells you that it's not anything that's happening outside of, I think, Amazon. I believe that this kind of performance is evidence that they're just working on stuff, because the consistency in terrible performance is what tells me that it's not the market itself, because the market would be a little more inconsistent. So, anyways, let's look at this, and I also want to compare it to last year as well. So this to me happened on Saturday. For some people, it happened about a week and a half ago, where, like I said, just zeros, no sales at all. So to me, it happened on Saturday, where I went from 8 sales, as you can see here, on Friday. I mean, it was a pretty nice week. Like I was doing 8, 10, 5, 8, and then it just crashed on Saturday, and it still hasn't improved, including today. Today, I'm recording this before noon, on the 25th, and there are no sales in the U.S. And this is actually extremely rare for me to not even get one, right? So anyways, that's the US. But when we look at the week overall, so this is the last 7 days across all the marketplaces, 62. Again, bad, but not terrible. Now, if we go up here, you can see that sales have crashed actually across the board. These are my US sales, as you can see here. But I mean, they're coming in, as you can see here. Sold 2 in Japan, a bunch of zeros, right? Sold, what do we have here? I'm not sure what the other one is. Again, Japan's coming in. I got the UK here. So sporadic sales here and there, but the US has completely crashed. So I was looking at this. I was digging around. First, I wanted to look at the monthly performance. We'll look at the chart here. As you can see here, these big spikes are my U.S. sales, and then here they just kind of crash. But that's still keeping me like I'm at 223 sales with 1 week to go. So again, it's bad, but we have to look at the overall numbers, right? And again, with 3 days, 4 days in a row of bad sales, I'm not there to worry, but I mean, I can see a lot of people being concerned. So I was actually looking at last year. I just wanted to see around, what happened around this time last year. So we're looking at April 23rd, 2022. And look at this, 3 sales in the US. Yeah, there were international sales coming in. I had a total of 9 sales that day. But again, US, 3. If we look at some of the dates around there, they're not as bad. Like this one is 4, but look, no, almost no sales anywhere else. So this is a 6 total. So if we look at what happened last year, we can see that there was a bit of a downtime around that period, but then it started picking up around the 25th, 26th. So we'll see what's going to happen until the end of the month. See here, like a couple days later, I had 10 in the US for a total of 11. So I really don't know. I really wanted to search, go through the news updates to see what's happening with Amazon. People usually have different theories around this time. I don't like to, be kind of convinced of anything. People are just saying it's the economy. People are short on money, but we get that every couple of months when people have a few bad days. People usually come out and say, hey, things are crashing. It's going to be bad. It's going to be terrible. Yeah, but when it happens for a couple of days, we really don't know what's going on exactly. So I'm going to do some research. I'm curious if you guys have heard anything, but for me, this kind of stuff is strange. I don't like it, but it's not a catastrophe where I'm panicking and writing Merch by Amazon off. A lot of people will do that. They'll just jump to a conclusion, and you'll see videos out on YouTube where people are saying, "That's it. Merch is done. It's dead. It's done. There's nothing else to do with it." In a couple of days or weeks, when these numbers start going back up, sometimes we'll even actually see an improvement. People start feeling better and feeling a little more relaxed. Usually when this kind of stuff people usually are devastated and not motivated. For me, that doesn't happen. I mean, this is part of the game. We always talk about the long-term game here, and we're just not looking at individual days, because you're going to have pretty terrible days, you're going to have exceptional days, but what happens is the total number in the end is important. By the looks of this, like, it's going to be a pretty bad month in the US, but that's okay. We have to have a worst month of the year, and if it happens that it's this one, then it's this one. But again, I just think that something will be going on, and even if we look at, like, I'm sitting on 135 right now, with what, 5-6 days to go. Yeah, it's gonna, if I get any sales, if it actually improves even a little bit, there's gonna be an increase, and I'm gonna hit that maybe average. But if there's an improvement, there's gonna be a bit of an increase. So it's not that bad. But still, it is worrisome, and especially when people are saying, I got 10 days of zeros, and that's a little concerning. So, anyways, I just wanted to put this out to tell you guys, don't panic yet, but we'll keep an eye on this, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's actually part of something bigger that will be beneficial to us, but we don't know. So, anyways, I'll wrap it up here. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you soon.